Ben Shapiro and I were in this article about how the alt-right was outraged, and we were the two people cited.
You were supposed to be alt-right? You?
Right.
Jesus Christ, this alt-right thing is a weird thing to define.
No. It's a great game. You have to appreciate what it is.
Okay.
So if you're trying to silence the very small number of people who are probably your guests, the right thing to do is to make sure that they're proximate to lots of terrible stuff.
Right.
So that people who are too busy to sort things out say, well, I neither condemn nor condone. Because all you're trying to do is to muddle everything. You need enough fear, uncertainty, and doubt in order to get the job done. And so it doesn't matter that the article says, in the banner headline, alt-right enraged, and then the two people, listed are like Jews who opposed Trump. But right, because when those articles are parsed, it shows up as well. You were in a bunch of articles about the alt-right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get it. You're really not paying attention, and the point isn't to inform the reader. The point is to tag that which you wish to neutralize.
Right.
And so it's working very well.
Do people in the alt-right consider themselves alt-right? Or did they used to? And now it's become sort of a pejorative, right?
So let's go through the craziness here.
Okay.
Assume that you are not a Democrat.
Right.
Not a Democrat might translate to libertarian or Republican.
Right.
Republican translates to right of center. Right of center translates to right wing. Translates to far right. Translates to alt-right. Translates to white supremacist. Translates to neo-Nazi. Translates to Nazi. Right. And so you have these very strange chains on the left where Republican keeps bleeding into Nazi.
Right.
Because of this very weird thing. It's like, well, you said you didn't vote Democrat. So can I say that you're right wing? I mean, you're far right, right? You're basically alt right.
Jesus Christ!
Holy crap! You just moved somebody who's a country club Republican into being a Gestapo agent.
Yeah, and does alt right necessarily mean white supremacist, or have they conveniently glued those two things together?
I think Richard Spencer
considers himself alt right.
Well, I think he coined alt right.
Oh, he did. Oh,
yeah,
right.
so the idea is white supremacy with a human face, and
a human face is opposed to what, like a goat?
No, he was trying to change he was trying to come up with a friendlier version of Nazi or white supremacist.
It's hilarious,
right? And so at some level that was a disgusting intellectual masterstroke, but then alt-right became the plaything. A lot of people who are tired of being told what to think and who to be started blurring these distinctions. So, now you've got this frog, and sometimes you put a hat on the frog. Sometimes it's the Nazi hat.
Sometimes a Trump hat.
Right. And so the whole idea is like, okay, for those of us who got used to those lines that we do not cross, those were major transgressions. To other people, they're like, well, why should there be a rule about a frog?
Right.
And so you have this crazy discussion where you have people with terrible, insidious intent, people who are just clowning around, and everybody is mixed in a way that nobody can sort out, right?
That's the frog. That's Keck, right?
Yeah.
And if you really pay attention, and I think there's been some sort of a study done on what percentage of the frog is actually used for, Donald Trump or racism or alt-right, and what percentage of the frog is used just for a goof. It's the vast majority is like feels good man type things.
Maybe. But I got sent too many Nazi frogs during the election.
I've been sent a few. Yeah.
Right. It's like.
But anybody could make one. Right? You could make a Nazi, and people have made Nazi. That's what I'm trying to. Mickey Mouse.
But we didn't used to, like. There's still a lot of stigma around reproducing swastikas with the color scheme and the orientation of the Third Reich. Right?
Have you seen that the gay folks, for a very short period of time, were trying to co-opt the swastika and turn it into a rainbow swastika to take it back?
Oh, my gosh. Well,
didn't work.
When you go to India, right, you have the swastikas, pointing the other direction with dots in them. And so if you come from an American context, you're just fucking triggered all
There's
the
a
time.
place up here. There's a place in Chatsworth, I believe, that is in a very, very old Indian temple that has swastikas on it. And there's a large sign, but it's not a swastika. It's a reverse swastika. There's a large sign explaining, like, hey, this is an ancient Hindu symbol, and we've had it for a long time. And
Longer, right?
Yeah,
I mean, my
lot
guess, I
longer.
haven't looked at the etymology, but I would guess that swa comes from beautiful in Sanskrit or something. And so, the question about who does a symbol belong to,
right.
and
And when is it inexorable?
and when is it inexorable? When is it that symmetry pattern? I have no question that you might find that symmetry pattern in nature,
Right.
or in 9th century Islamic architecture or something.
Well, the